Hello book lovers! So this is my second top 5 Wednesday video, and today I really love the topic because the topic for today top 5 Wednesday video is top 5 motherly or fatherly figures, and I had a few problems deciding who to pick for this video because when I started browsing the books on my bookshelf, I realized that there are not so many people like that described in books. So I had a few problems there, but at the end I managed to find my top 5 motherly, fatherly figures in books. So let's get started. From The Aragon or from The Inheritance Circle by Christopher Paolini, and I chose this book to show you because this cover is my favorite, although Brom was killed in the first book of this series, so that's why I put him in the 5th place, but I was really sorry because he died and he could really teach Aragon a lot of things, but he also kept not just a few secrets from Aragon, so I guess that's why he is on my 5th place. For my 4th place I chose Marla, and she's mother of Damien Wolfblade, and I really loved her, and she's in the Heatwing Chronicles by Jennifer Fallon, and we can also see her in the Demon Child trilogy. She's not only interesting like a mother to one of the main characters, but she's also interesting as a personality, and because she's a strong female character, and she got married a lot of times, and she had a lot of things in her life, and she also had to interact with some people who weren't really nice to her, so I think that it was really interesting, and Jennifer Fallon is one of my favorite fantasy authors, so if you want and if you like fantasy, I highly recommend you to read her books because they're all amazing. On my 3rd place I chose Lyrton Crepsley from the Darren Shan serial. He is the one who made Darren into a vampire, and we can see that he became like a really important figure in his life, although through this series Darren really didn't have such a great feelings for his mentor, and he also said a lot of times that he hated him, but as the series progressed I think that he really learned to appreciate all the help and everything. On my 2nd place is Roten from the Black Magician trilogy, and this is, if you've seen any of my previous videos, then you'll know that this is my favorite fantasy trilogy. And Roten is a great example of a fatherly figure, although he is not really a father of the main character, but he really did everything he could to help her and to make her feel as welcome as it was possible at the moment, because this trilogy is about a girl whose name is Sonia and who came from a lower class family with almost no money, but she had this magical ability and the power that progressed in her, so she had to be accepted by the Magician Guild, and they had to teach her and help her to control her powers. And there we had this man whose name is Roten, who took her in his care and who tried his best to somehow help her to surpass all those difficulties she was having while she was at the university at the Magician's Guild. So I think that he's a great example of a fatherly figure. For my 1st place I had to pick Pedra and Jocelyn from Treason Hair trilogy by Jacqueline Carey, and those two are just, I can't really explain it. This is a fantasy trilogy, and it is set in a world which is somehow similar to Europe, and it is like a Europe but with the countries which have different names, but they are somehow similar to our world but somehow different. And it is set, I think, in the medieval period. I'm not so sure. But I really love these books and you should definitely check them out if you haven't already. This is the sequel trilogy. In this trilogy we can see Pedre and her supposed Jocelyn, who is the warrior priest. And in the first trilogy they rescued this boy named Imriel, who is the son of the traitor of the kingdom. His mother, she was so hungry for power that she almost managed to ruin the kingdom. And after that, after she was captured, I can't really remember, but I think she was captured or she ran away, something like that. But her son, who is also third in the line to the throne, he was captured and really in this really dark and terrible place, and he was tortured and enslaved. So Pedre and Jocelyn went there and they managed to rescue him, and after that they raised him like he was their own child, and that was really, really amazing. And I highly recommend this fantasy trilogy, and there is also a trilogy after this one. And Jacqueline Carey is also one of my favorite fantasy writers, so I think that would be for my first place. So that would be it. That would be my second top 5 fantasy video, and I really had fun doing it, and I really had to think about all those things before I sorted them all out and everything. It was hard this time, but the topic was really great and it made me think more, and that's why I love it even more. So that was my top 5 fantasy video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and I don't know what else to tell you. Besides that, I will see you soon.